So I will answer the first question. So what is Hong Leong Bank? Hong Leong Bank Berhad is a regional financial services company based in Malaysia, and it is one of the oldest local financial institutions in Malaysia. It is originally incorporated as Hong Lee Mortgage and Remittance Company in 1905 in Kuching, Sarawak. Furthermore, Hong Leong Bank is listed on Bursa Malaysia and form part of Hong Leong Group. Therefore, it shows how big the bank is because it is listed in the Bursa Saham Malaysia. Lastly, the Hong Leong Bank is mostly known as a bank that is technology focused and emphasizes the development of financial capabilities to serve its clients across the 5 geographies.
For answer of question B is personal financial service, global market, and Islamic financial service. Personal financial service is a term that covers managing your money as well as saving and investing. Global market is politically managed. The bank assesses liquidity and manage risk arising from customer taxation and payment flow. Islamic financial service is providing Sharia-compliant personal financial service, wealth management, business and corporate banking, and global market product and service.
Answer for C. Hong Leong Bank have international operation in 5 countries, which is Singapore, Vietnam, Cambodia, Hong Kong, and China. Hong Leong Bank has distribution network of over 300 branches, sales and business center. Hong Leong Bank was the first Malaysian banking to enter the Chinese banking sector in 2008 with the strategic investment in Bank of Chengdu, Ho, and December at the same year, the bank entered to Vietnam. For Singapore, Hong Kong, and Cambodia, the bank entered in 1926, 2004, and 2013 respectively.
Hong Leong has made significant progress toward their goal of developing into a highly digital and innovative Asian financial services firm, in large part to their continuous commitment to providing outstanding and meaningful experiences for their customers. They also have established a strong foundation from which they have achieved continuous and sustainable value creation for their stakeholders due to the strategic priorities they have in place and their commitment to seeing it through, which is actually supported by their digital at the core approach. So during the pandemic, Hong Leong refocused their efforts to deliver on what they had learned from their customers' insight and view it through the lens of the new normal in order to generate digital innovation that are relevant and sustainable not only in Malaysia but also in their businesses that are located throughout the region. They also spent several months working in physical isolation, so it was a high concern for them to keep their staff engaged and provide support for them while they navigated these difficult periods. And they also did this in a variety of different ways, such as building solutions around their customers' needs, and then they delivering strong employee engagement amid the pandemic, digital at the core goes regional, and expanding their banking ecosystem through inclusion and deepening their sustainability journey. CSR is something that goes beyond the main objective of Hong Leong Bank, which is why the company makes important contribution to the nation's socio-economic growth. This is accomplished through the encouragement of learning, the provision of assistance to undeserved communities, the backing of an investment in local talent, the protection of the natural world, and the use of sustainable supply chain practices within its operations. The commitment to corporate social responsibility (CSR) that Hong Leong has made falls under the 4 primary pillars. Firstly is environment by recognizing and minimizing the potentially harmful effects that their products and business activities have on the surrounding environment. Next, within this pillar, Hong Leong works to provide creative solutions and to create an inspirational and supportive working environment. Thirdly, marketplace. Marketplace by committing to conduct good business ethics and integrity as well as community by being a successful organization who always has people in its heart and keeping force within the communities itself through the implementation of charitable efforts done primarily through Hong Leong Foundation. Lastly, community. Community by being a responsible company that always has people in its heart.
Hi, my name is Farhan Fidaus Hakim and my part is the ratio based on Camel framework and the analysis. The first one we go to C. C is capital adequacy ratio. So the CET1 capital ratio for the Hong Leong Bank Berhad for the past 2 years shows that the bank has a good capital ratio for the both years, which is 13.63% in 2019 and 13.95% in 2020. The ratio increased almost 0.32% from 2019 to 2020. The bank performance is outstanding because rated as a percentage above 11% on the scale of 1 to 5. The bank managed to keep the capital high that keeps them runs the operation smoothly. The second for capital adequacy is the Tier 1 capital ratio. For the Leong Bank, showed decreasing from 2019 to 2020, which 14.59% for 2019 and 14.52% for 2020. But for both years shows that performance is outstanding as it is on scale 1 because it above the minimum requirement of 8%. The bank is considered to be safer as it has a high capital adequacy ratio. And the last for capital adequacy is the total capital ratio. For the Leong Bank, for the past 2 years show that the bank has a good capital ratio for the both years, which is 16.84% in 2019 and 16.76% in 2020. The decrease is 8% from 2019 to 2020. The bank managed to keep the capital high that keeps them runs their operations smoothly. So next, we move to asset quality. According to the calculation above, the ratio of non-performing loans to total loans in 2020 will be 0.02% decrease from 0.03% in 2019. This indicates that the bank's performance is outstanding as an evidence it scales 1, rating of below than 1%. Bank is basically good in every aspect. Next, we go to management quality. The management competency ratio for Leong Bank is decreasing from 1.01% in 2019 to 0.9% in 2020. The bank performance is outstanding as it is rated in scale 1 because it is below 25%. The bank is primarily good but has several identified weaknesses. Next, earnings performance, which has 3: return on asset, return on equity, and also spread. We go to first the return on asset. For Leong Bank, is decreasing from 0.0128% to 0.0112% for 2019 and 20. For the past 2 years shows that their return on asset is poor. This shows that they are unable to generate high profits to their company by utilizing their total assets. And the return on equity is decreasing from 0.34% to 0.32% for 2019 and 2020. For the past 2 years show that their return on equity is poor. The bank performance is very poor because it is rated as a percentage below 6.99% on a scale of 1 to 5. This shows that they are unable to generate high profits to their shareholders by utilizing their total equity. And then the spread for the Leong Bank for the past 2 years in 2019 and 2020 show a rising trend from 1.01 in 2019 to 1.71 to 2020. The lower percentage show that they give out money more than they earn money from the interest. Even though their percentage was rising, they should seek for a solution in order to maintain more profit and not lose more money. And the last one is liquidity positions. The loan to total asset ratio for the Leong Bank is decreased in percentage compared to the previous year from 0.68% to 0.95%. It shows that the bank has managed to keep their ratio under a reasonable rate on non-liquid assets and maintain a good liquidity. That's all from me. And then next, go to the achievement of the bank. Thank you.
For answer of question G is for year 2019, Leong Bank achieved best use of data, HR for highly silver, best payment bank in Malaysia, ASMB International Star Award Night, and Company of the Year, supporting social enterprise. Next, for year 2020, Leong Bank achieved excellent in leadership in Asia 2020, best SME Bank Malaysia 2020, best payment bank in Malaysia, And last, Bank SME Development Bank Malaysia.
The first risk is liquidity risk. So what is actually a liquidity risk? It is a risk of loss due to a lack of sufficient liquidity funds to meet financial obligations, commitment, such as customers' liquidity requirement as they are due. Risk of liquidity also includes the risk of failure having the ability to liquidate assets in a timely fashion. In order to combat with the risk of the group takes a conservative approach to a liquidity management, which include developing comprehensive policies and procedures, implementing risk control and conducting periodic reviews, and lastly, monitoring. Group Asset Liability Committee reviews the liquidity risk policies and governance and approved by the board, have a mix of short-term and long-term instruments for a faster liquidation, and also regularly monitor the liquidity ratio. Hong Leong Bank's liquidity has decreased for 5th year in a row. As a result, Hong Leong Bank is excellent at dealing with assets, having reduced liquidity risk for 5 consecutive years. Hong Leong Bank has a good strategies in place to reduce liquidity risk and meet client demand. And for the next one is a credit risk. Credit risk is a risk of loss that arises when a borrower or counterparty in a transaction fails to meet its obligation. Furthermore, it also happens when the borrower is unable to make the agreed upon payment on the maturity date. Therefore, the other party may suffer losses if payment is not made on time. So, in this case, to ensure that exposure to credit risk is kept within the group financial capacity to withstand the potential future losses, the group has established a credit risk management. Internal credit policies also guide financing activities. Furthermore, credit risk reports are distributed to the appropriate management and board committees. Such reports identify negative credit trends and asset quality, allowing the group to take immediate correction action and make a risk-adjusted decision. According to the SIMB research, Hong Leong Bank HLHB are among the top scorers for bank defensiveness against credit risk. Therefore, this demonstrates that the bank are potentially the most defensive against any increase in the industry gross impaired loan (GIL) in 2021 caused by the COVID-19 outbreak.
Answer for I, Hong Leong Bank Berhad are responding to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic by prioritizing to ensure the safety, healthy and well-being of the workforce, while customer and business stakeholders remain safeguarded in the way they conduct the business and operation. Hong Leong Bank continue to improve their health and safety standard operation procedure and provide support to encourage rapid COVID-19 inoculation, which include on-site vaccination assistance for their employees. The group also ensure that the staff and agents have the necessary digital tools where they introduce HLB at work day to work remotely from their home effectively and safely whilst constrained by various phases of movement restriction. Hong Leong Bank have reached out to their customer to ensure that they would provide assistance to support them through the difficult time. The commercial bank division has provided various payment relief assistance since the outset of the pandemic, with the most recent one being the Pemulih Loan Moratorium Package, while the insurance division continue to attend to customer needs by introducing complement special benefit program that offer coverage upon confirmation of COVID-19 diagnosis and post-vaccination complication. At the same time, Hong Leong policy holders are also entitled to deferment of premium payment due to temporary financial difficulty encountered during the period through their COVID-19 support program. That's all from us, and thank you for watching our video.